So I was thinking, there's been quite a few games in the first-person shooter genre that have been on Wii U, and out of the few games there's always a difference in control schemes where you can use the gamepad, the classic controller, or the classic controller Pro, the Wii U controller Pro, or of course the Wiimote Nunchuk combo like you see in this video. Now, my question is, what will be the control schemes that future first-person shooter games will use on the Wii U? Now, I've heard a lot of people toss around the idea that any third-party developers, probably in order to save time, would probably do away with adding control scheme for the Wiimote Nunchuk, because obviously that's for the previous console, the Wii. And I've heard that Call of Duty Ghosts may actually consider this. While they haven't truly confirmed anything regarding that, I really think that there should be a decent control option. I mean, the Wii's been out for at least 6-7 years already, and in that time frame, I'm sure that most developers would have some general idea of how to program controls for the Wiimote and Nunchuk. Well, of course, obviously, not many of those companies would want to invest their time and money into making that, and that's totally understandable, because they can do whatever they want, right? So, what I was thinking, if push comes to shove, I would bite the bullet and actually play dual analog, which I actually end up doing for COD Ghosts when I purchase it in the future. Now, obviously, I've made a video in the past where I've said, you know, the Wiimote Nunchuk combo is the best thing for first-person shooters, but of course I was just giving supporting opinions and facts from my point of view, and that's what I felt at the time. And now, I'm not saying that I'm not willing to go towards dual analog control scheme. What I'm thinking is, when the news was announced a few weeks ago that Miyamoto was going to have a new IP, and that after the development of Pikmin 3 was finished, he could finally start focusing more on that project of his, let's assume for a moment that that project that Miyamoto's working on is a first-person shooter game. Now, obviously, since it's going to be worked on by Nintendo EAD, it's probably going to use the Wiimote Nunchuk. Primarily because, you know, it's Nintendo's baby, and they probably want it to be used more often. But that's the thing, conflicting, I guess, with third-party interests. That's one of the conflicting things, because, you know, it is a previous control scheme that was on the previous console. Now, while it works well, at least in this game, for instance, in Black Ops 2, I'm sure developers would be more inclined to make it easier on themselves to make just dual analog controls. But you know what, that's fine with me in a sense, but me personally, I'd rather see them try and put effort into a Wiimote Nunchuk control scheme. But I want to make sure also that they don't do a crappy job, because if they do a crappy job, then I'm most likely going to switch to dual analog. Which of course I'm going to have to get used to, but it's nothing I can't handle, right? So, basically the bottom line is, whatever control scheme developers want to use in future first-person shooter games, I think they should do whatever is easier they can do for themselves. You know, that doesn't spend a lot of manpower, doesn't spend a whole lot of money, because of course they have to port other games like with the 360 and PS3, or in the future, Xbox One and PS4. And with those schemes, all those different schemes, you know, it would be quite easier on developers if they could just mess with the Wii U Controller Pro and the gamepad. And of course, I would like to see the gamepad used more often because, I mean, it came packed in with the box anyway. If you had a Wiimote Nunchuk previously, when you had the Wii, then it's totally understandable. Not a lot of people are willing to use the gamepad right away because it's so big, it's such a huge ass screen, it just gets in the way, but You know, guys, it really doesn't get in the way. I mean, oh, but we gotta put different mini maps on it. Look what most third parties did with the 3DS and DS. That's exactly what they did too. So, I'm done. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And until next time, this has been Rob Easy. Peace, y'all. I'm out.